You are both man and divine. Animal belongs to your past and divine belongs to your future. And this creates a conflict, a difficulty. Past has finished, it is gone, it is no more. Just a shadow lingers on, and the future is still future, unborn. It has not yet come. Just a dream, a possibility. One is shadow, the other is just a possibility. And between these two, man exists. You exist. The shadow of the past and dream of the future. You are neither, and at the same time you are both. Shadow of the past that is no more, and the dream of the future that you are no more, is both, because past is yours. This is animal nature. Is both because future also belongs to you. You can be divine any moment. Divinity can blossom into you. And he is not both because past is no more and future is yet to be. This is a situation which is difficult to live in. You exist as a tension between these two polarities, these two opposites. Your past that is no more and future that is not yet born. You have to create a balance between the shadow and the dream, the animal and divine in you. This creates a conflict, a constant struggle to realize to be something. In a sense, you are not. Man is not. He is just a step from animal to divine. He is in the journey, in process of transcendence from animal to divine. I step from animal to divine, and I step is nowhere. It was somewhere and it will be somewhere else. Right now it is nowhere. It is hanging in the air. This is the situation of each one of you. So whatsoever man is doing, whatsoever I say, he is never satisfied in it, never content, because two are diametrically opposites, because two diametric opposite existences meet in him. If the animal is satisfied, then the divine is in discontent, and if the divine is satisfied, then the animal is in discontent. A part is always discontent, either the animal in you or the divine in you. If you move to the animal, in a way you'd satisfy the part of your being, but immediately that satisfaction immediately. In that satisfaction, dissatisfaction arises because the opposite part, your future, is just contrary to it. The divinity is contrary to your animal nature. The satisfaction of the animal is the dissatisfaction of the possibility of your future. If you satisfy your divine possibility, the animal in you revolts. It feels hurt. A definite discontent arises within you. You cannot satisfy both simultaneously, and satisfying one, the other remains dissatisfied. Look deep down. Such is the situation of each one of you. There is a constant pull, a tug of war between your past, which is no more, the animal nature, and the divine nature, which is not yet born. There is a constant struggle between the two. I remember an anecdote. One sports car enthusiast reached the Partly gate. He reached the gates of heaven, and St. Peter's welcomed him. He had come with his jaguar. And the first thing he asked St. Peter was this: Are there beautiful highways in heaven? This is an anecdote. An enthusiastic sports car reached the gates of heaven, and St. Peter's welcomed him. So he reached with his jaguar, and the first thing he asked St. Peter's, are there beautiful highways in heaven? And St. Peter said, yes, they have most beautiful highways, but there is only one difficulty. In heaven, they don't allow automobiles. The speed friends said, then it is not for me. Then please arrange for me to be sent back to the other place. I would like to go to hell. I cannot leave my jaguar. I cannot leave my jaguar. So it was arranged. He reached the hell. He came to the gates. The Satan welcomed him and said, he was very happy to see him. He said, you are just like. Satan became sad. He said, sir, we don't have any highways down here. That is the hell of it. This is the situation of man. Man is, in a way, Janus-faced, a double being, split amidst two. If you satisfy the animal nature in you, something else becomes the divine nature, which is yet to born, feels frustrated. If you do otherwise, then the other part is dissatisfied. Something is always lacking, and you cannot satisfy both the animal nature in you and the divine nature in you, because they are diametrically opposite to one another. The animal nature in you and the divine nature in you. Animal nature is your past, which is no more, and divine nature is your future, which is not yet. One is the shadow of the past, the other is unborn dream, and between these two, you are crushed. And everyone is doing this impossible thing, trying to do this, to have compromise somewhere, so both heaven and hell can meet in you. So, body and soul, the lower and the higher, the past and the future, can somewhere meet and have a compromise. We have been doing that for many, many lives. It has not happened yet, and it is not going to happen either. The whole effort is absurd and impossible. These techniques that has been explained are being explained from time to times are not concerned with creating compromise within you. These techniques are to give you transcendence from animal to the divine. You have to leave your animal nature slowly and slowly to reach, to transcend beyond that, to reach to the other shore. You cannot remain in two boats. You cannot touch the two shores simultaneously. You have to start the journey from one shore to the other. The attraction of the other shore is there, and the repentance of leaving this shore is also there. These techniques are not to satisfy the divine against the animal nature in you. That is impossible. That will create more turmoil within you, more violence, more struggle. On one hand, you try to be religious, you try to follow the religious tenets. On the other hand, the animal nature in you keeps on blossoming. That creates more turmoil within you, more violence, more struggle. This is the nature of your life. These techniques are not to satisfy the animal against the divine. These techniques are just to transcend the duality. They are neither for the animal nor for the divine. Remember, that is the basic difference between religion and Tantra. Tantra is not a religion, because religion basically means that divine is against the animal. So every religion is part of the conflict and creates a conflict within you. Tantra is not a struggle technique, it is a technique for transcendence. You have to transcend beyond your animal nature to enter into the other side. It is not to fight with the animal, it is not for the divine, it is against the duality of animal and the divine in you. It is neither for or no against reality. The reality is the animal nature in you, that is your past, the shadow is there, and the divine nature which is yet to born, it exists in you as a dream. It is simply creating a third force within you, and the third center of existence where you are neither animal nor divine. For Tantra, the third point is non duality. What Hindus call this as Advait. It does not say that this or that, it says duality does not exist. Two do not exist. What really exists cannot be explained or put into the verse. Tantra says you cannot reach the one by fighting through the duality. If you are fighting with your animal nature, you cannot reach the divine. If you are fighting divine nature, then you cannot transcend beyond. You cannot come to a non-dual state. A point of choosing one is in the struggle, is the way of duality. Choice will not lead you to anyone, only a choiceless witnessing. Choiceless witnessing is the way. That is the very foundation of Tantra. And because of this, Tantra has never been really understood rightly. It has suffered a centuries old misunderstanding. Because the moment Tantra says it is not against the animal, one starts feeling as if Tantra is for animal nature in you. It is not against, does not mean you are in favor. And the moment Tantra says it is not for divine, then again you start thinking that Tantra is against divine. And this creates a conflict. Really, Tantra is a choiceless witnessing. Do not be with the animal, do not be with the divine, and do not create any conflict. Just go back, just go away, create a gap between the two. And this duality just go back, just go away, create a gap between you and this duality and become a third force. When you move away from this duality, neither for the divine nor for the animal in you, you create a third force, witnessing, from where you can see both the animal and the divine. The moment witnessing blossoms in you, you can see both animal and the divine. Animal is your past, it is no more, its shadow is there. And the divine is your future. And the past and future are always opposed. Between these two exists this very moment. This very moment is Tantra. Tantra is in the present, this moment. It is neither past nor the future, just this very moment. Do not belong either to the past or lament for the past or hanker for the future. Do not long for the future and do not be conditioned by the past. This is difficult, but this is the only way. Do not allow the past to become a hangover and do not create any projection in the future. Normally, when one relationship is finished, there is an hangover. It is like you have consumed the alcohol. The alcohol is consumed, it has become part of you, and there is hangover in you. So the animal nature, your past, let it not remain the hangover in you. No hangover. And then you do not belong to the future or to the past. Do not long for the future and do not be conditioned for the past. Let there be no hangover of the past. Do not create any, and at the same time, do not create any projection of the future. Be in reality. You are not grounded. There is a conflict. There is a turmoil that either to go this side or that side. Remain true to this very moment, here now. Only then you transcend. Then you are neither the animal nor divine. For Tantra, to be such is to be God. To be such is suchness of this very moment, where past is unrelated and future is not created. You are free. You are freedom. Neither the hangover of the past nor the hankering for the future. No hangover of the past or the shadow of the past, and no hankering for the future that is yet to be born. Enough for now.